And so it blew my mind to realize that the companies hiring these people actually expect the BDRs to have their own software subscriptions. What is your thought on that?
It's like asking a coal miner to bring their own coal.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
expect them to mine your system and do their job if they have to bring their own? That's like, if you're an artist, bring your own canvas. Okay, if you
Okay.
really want them to do that, okay, I may be reasonable. I don't know how much art supplies cost,
Yeah.
but I can tell you now, software subscriptions, especially with what they pay them on the commission basis, and sometimes they have a little bit of like that flat salary, but it's like, you're right, it has drifted away from being human focused and more towards ROI.
Hmm.
People are more interested and they think that every investment they make has to bring them some sort of return, but that's just not the way that it really is, because sometimes you invest a lot of time in something and you don't get a whole lot out of it except for the knowledge and experience you need to create more ROI. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, that's the part that I guess flabbergasts me, is how can you pay somebody so little in your means, but maybe it is enough for them, but is enough really worth it when it's so little to you? It's like we're not prioritizing the people who are actually becoming the cornerstones of our businesses, and then you have what happened whenever, you know uh, you have what happens whenever there's like a massive cultural shift in a company where all of a sudden a bunch of people walk out, right? And they don't say anything about it. And then you're wondering why there's several parts of your business are falling apart. And then you're getting phone calls about how 10 people just walked off the job. And it's like,
Hmm.
well, what do you expect? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
people understand now that they're a lot more valuable than they used to be, because there's a lot more money to go around with how much these companies are actually just advertising in the news, how much money they're making. And people are like, really? Where is my raise? I didn't
Yep.
get one for the last 3 years. Why?
Yep. And then, oh,
You got a raise.
The CEO and board members gave themselves raises and bonuses all year long. Yeah, no,
Right?
it's crazy.
Honestly, in my opinion, the guy doing it right is the guy. I don't know what the name of the payment processing company is, but you know this story, and I think everybody does too. He cut his own salary down to whatever it is, and gave every one of his employees a minimum, I think 70, or I think it's now even 100K starting salary.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
His employee retention is wonderful. His customers love him because the people
Yeah.
actually care about working for him.
Yeah. And of course, you're
Like,
not everybody is going to be like that. Like you're going to get the employee who goes, "I just want this job because the money is good and I'm going to do the bare minimum still." Um, in a situation like that where you're paying somebody like well over a living wage, there's got to be some give and take, right? Like the company is showing that the company can show how it cares for its employees by paying them well and treating them well, going with like culture and doing events and however that looks. Um, and the employees are responsible to do the work, like show up, do the work, that kind of thing. I was talking to somebody, again, not going to name names, but I was talking to somebody who, they pay over, like, I think it's a minimum of double the living wage in the area that they're in. And they're on the West Coast, so it's quite, they're paying at least 70 to $80 an hour for a starting or an entry level position. And this, the employee did the bare minimum, didn't perform. They had KPIs that they had to meet. She had everything she needed to do the job, all the support that she needed to do the job. She would do things like, go on vacation without any notice.